Hello, good morning and welcome to DSS online classes. This is Roli ma'am here for science class. A fresh day and a fresh chapter. Yes, I am going to start a new chapter, combustion and flame. And today I am giving you a reading video of this chapter's first topic. What is combustion? So shall we start now? Yes. We use different kinds of fuel for various purposes at home, in industry, and for running automobiles. Can you name a few fuels used in our homes? Yes, that is LPG, wood, etc. Name a few fuels used in trade and industry. That's again LPG, diesel or kerosene, petrol, etc. What fuels are used in running automobiles? That is petrol, and heavy vehicles run on diesel. Your list may contain fuel like cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, compressed natural gas, etc. You are familiar with the burning of candle. What is the difference between the burning of candle and burning of a fuel like coal? Yes, we are familiar with the burning of candle. A candle burns with a flame, while coal does not produce any flame. You were able to guess right. Candle burns with a flame, whereas coal does not. Yes. Similarly, you will find many other materials burning without flame. Let us study the chemical process of burning and the type of flame produced during this process. Yes, we will study that. So the question is, what is combustion? So recall the activity of burning of magnesium ribbon performed in class 7th. Yes, we performed that activity. We took a magnesium ribbon and brought it into the contact of a flame. Then it caught fire and white ash was produced. So that was the burning of magnesium ribbon. We learned that magnesium burns to form magnesium oxide and produces heat and light. So that white ash was magnesium oxide and it produces heat and light. We can perform the similar activity with a piece of charcoal. Hold the piece with a pair of tongs and bring it near the flame or candle or a Bunsen burner. Means in the contact of flame you have to bring the piece of coal. What do you observe? We will find that charcoal burns in air. So we know that the coal too burns in air, produce carbon dioxide. Coal burns in air. Whenever it comes in contact with the flame, it catches fire and burn. Chemically it reacts with oxygen, and coal mainly contains carbon, so it produces carbon dioxide gas with the evolution of heat and light. So here is the burning of magnesium ribbon. A good amount of heat and light is produced here. And now a chemical process in which substance reacts with oxygen to give. So the chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion. The substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. So the process is combustion, and the process in which when a combustible substance means a substance which catches fire or burns in presence of oxygen. So when this substance comes in contact with the flame, chemically it reacts with oxygen and give off heat, and the process will be known as combustion. Now it is also called fuel. If it produces a good amount of heat, it can be called fuel. A fuel may be solid, for example coal, liquid, for example kerosene, or gas, you can say LPG. Sometimes light is also given off during combustion, either as flame or as glow. In the reaction mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substances because they catch fire and burn. Now, we told that food is a fuel for our body. Yes, it is. So, rightly so, in our body, food is broken down by reaction with oxygen. Our food gets oxidized and give us energy. And then after reaction with oxygen, heat is produced. We will learn that in class. We learnt that in class 7th. Yes, we learnt process of digestion, and during this process food get oxidized and produces energy. Now activity 6.1, you have to collect some materials like a straw, matchstick, kerosene oil, paper, iron nail, stone pieces, glass, etc. So under the supervision of your teacher, try to burn each of these materials one by one. Yes, it should be done under the supervision of any elder person. Otherwise, you can hurt yourself. If combustion takes place, marks the material combustible. Otherwise, mark it as non-combustible. So, I am showing you the table. Wait. So, here is the chart of combustible and non-combustible substances. So materials are given here and we will discuss each and every material one by one. Wood, yes, it will catch fire and it is combustible substance. Paper, yes, it is combustible. Iron nails, no, it is not combustible. Kerosene oil, it is combustible. Stone pieces, non-combustible. Straw, yes, it is combustible. Charcoal, it is combustible substance. And matchsticks, yes, it is combustible. Glass, non-combustible. So that was the difference between combustible and non-combustible substance. Means combustible substances catches fire and burn with a flame. Can you name some more substances which are combustible? Yes, we can give a name of some more substances which are combustible. So the name of some more combustible substances may be petrol, diesel, dry leaves or dry clothes, etc. So these can be. Can you add these in table? Yes, we can add it. Let us investigate conditions under which combustion takes place. Yes, we have to discuss about the conditions under which combustion process takes place. Activity 6.2. Caution, be careful while handling burning candles, otherwise you can hurt yourself. Fix a lighted candle on the table. Put a glass chimney over the candle, it is given here, and rest it on a few wooden blocks in such a way that air can enter the jar. So it is given here, 2 wooden blocks are here and by which air can enter in this person, in this jar. So at first watch these 3 sets carefully because I have to change the slide. In the first set, jar is given here, not jar, it is a glass chimney and wooden blocks are here. So the passage allows the entry of air. In the second one, the wooden blocks are removed and in this way this passage is blocked now. And in third case, this passage is blocked and it is covered with a wooden plate or a wooden sheet. So these are the 3 setups. Please watch them carefully. So observe what happens to the flame? In these three conditions, what happens to the flame? Now, remove the blocks and let the chimney rest on the table. From the setup A, you have to remove the wooden blocks from the bottom portion and leave the chimney rest on the table. Again, observe the flame. That will be your second observation. And then in third case, finally put a glass plate over the chimney. That was the glass plate, and it will cover the upper portion of the chimney. Watch the flame again. It will be your third observation. What happens in three cases? Does the flame flicker off? In first case, a flame will smoothly produced by candle. Why? Because air enters from the bottom side of the chimney due to the presence of wooden blocks, and in this way flame gets oxygen, and oxygen is a supporter of burning. So combustion process is going on, and without any problem flame produces. Does the flame flicker off? It will happen in second case, when you remove the wooden blocks, because air cannot enter from the bottom portion of the chimney, and as a result flame flickers in search of oxygen, and then it goes off. After some time it goes off. Does it flicker and give a smoke? Yes, in second case it will produce a smoke. Does it burn unaffected? No, it will go off after some time. Then can you infer anything at all about the role played by air in the process of burning? Yes, the role of air is that air is the supporter of burning, or air is the supporter of combustion because of the presence of oxygen in it. Oxygen is supporter gas. So what we have concluded from this activity? We find that for combustion air is necessary. Candle burns freely in case A, when air can enter the chimney from the below. In case B, where air does not enter the chimney from below, flame flickers and produces a smoke. In case C, the flame finally goes off because air is not available. So from this activity we can show, and it is proved completely, that oxygen is the supporter of burning, and it is present in the air. So if the air is present, it supports combustion. So that was the first condition necessary for the combustion, and we proved it with the help of an activity. And the second condition necessary for the combustion is presence of combustible substances. It is here. So combustible substances should be present, and presence of supporter gas, that is oxygen.